we said in the last podcast we were using the cheap Amazon mics.
Oh yeah, I remember
I
that.
can't even. I don't even know where they are right now. Like
They in
I
the
don't.
car somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, somewhere. Like I think the last time you see we are fixing it now. So there we go. The last time we used it or attempted to use it, I want to say was like we were on vacation,
Mm, which one?
Atlanta.
Oh, I think so.
Every time we go on vacation, we'll be like, we're gonna vlog, we're gonna record,
But sometimes we don't be doing that. We don't think about it because we be trying to enjoy
and
ourselves.
yeah, so it doesn't dawn on you until like you get to where you are that you're like, you know what, I kind of just want to take this all in. I just want to enjoy myself. I just want to relax. I don't feel like having, oh, so how do you feel? You know, what do you think? Having fun. Like looking at, like I could tell you when we were there, when I was recording in the Jurassic Park
Uh huh.
place, I was like, it's not the same looking at something through like the camera
Yeah.
versus like, wow. Because
Seeing the experience.
yeah, the phone or your camera tends to like minimize
Yeah.
the experience versus just taking it all in. Because I was talking to a client about this a few weeks ago. She took her kids to the fair, and she was telling her kids, "Hey, you don't have to like record every time you get on a ride, or you don't have to record every time you are, trying to win a prize or something. Like take it all in." Because we didn't have these
Yeah.
as kids. Like we just went to the fair. When I did get on rides, you throw your hands up and you're screaming, and you just remember the experience versus just recording everything and stuff. So needless to say, we didn't vlog.
No, we didn't. We just took videos and that's it. And pictures.
Yeah, just memories and moments, of course, that we wanted to share with those of you out there. I don't know where I posted it. I can't remember. Instagram, Facebook,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm trying to get a little bit better about not oversharing, because I feel like everybody shares everything. Like, that's why you have an option, share. You
Yeah,
know,
share their life on social media.
yeah, like every little thing that happens, we all need to know.
Yeah.
I'm in a new relationship, about to have a baby, just bought a house, just got a car. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dang, man, like we know everything about you. And some people even put their their addresses on like Facebook.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Facebook is nosy. It'll ask like, what do you do for a living? Where are you from? When's your birthday? What's your address? Like, why do you need to know all this? But people they put it on there.
Yeah.
Why?
I had no idea why they do that. But it sounds like I know some people be putting like P.O. boxes if somebody want to send them stuff. That's about it. That's all I know.
I think that's smart right there. Just put the PO box and not your
Yeah.
where you lay your head down.
You
at
don't want
night.
nobody to know where you stay, especially if it's like a psycho person.
There's a lot of that out here. I remember there was they did like a experiment on YouTube of this. There was a woman that was like checking in. You know, you check in places like checking in here, checking in there.
Yeah.
Had her address on social media, and one of her Facebook friends or social media friends ended up coming to her house,
Oh.
like rang the doorbell, and she looked at him and was like, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
I'm such and such. We've been friends for like 5 years on Facebook, and I thought I would come pay you a visit. And she thought it was like super weird. I'm like, well, you put yourself on display. Like,
Yeah, it is.
not weird. You invited this. You did this. So why are you like shocked?
Yeah, 'cause people don't know where you at and they're gonna see you, like especially if you're at the store or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna check in this store. People gonna come and see you. Hey, I saw you was here.
So I got in my car and I drove up here like to see you at Walmart. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, is it really weird, or is it more so weird that you are sharing
Yeah.
locations? It needs to stop.
Yeah.
Period. Point blank. Welcome back to the podcast. Opposites.
Still attracts.
You just had to say still. I was going to
Oh.
say track, you know. We didn't practice it. Truth be told, she just woke up from
Yeah, I
a
just woke
nap.
up from a nap, so
I was laying down just watching a video or two. And it's Sunday, and this is the day that the Lord has made. And we shall rejoice in it. But it's also the day that we try to not do anything.
yeah. Well, I'm trying to be productive today, so
Okay.
try to clean up and get the Christmas decorations up this
Oh,
week.
gosh. Man, come on.
Yes, so
People are already in full-fledged
people putting
Christmas
their
decoration mode now.
people. No, they was putting their Christmas decoration up like November 1st. They would start putting their stuff up. So I always wait till the week of Thanksgiving to do that.
And then keep it up to like what, January?
No, to the end of the
30th.
end of December.
You know, there's people that like have like Christmas decorations up all year. Mm-hmm. I know. We went to see my mom one time. I think it was like in July. She had a Christmas tree up. I'm like, why? For what?
Well, some people have their Christmas tree up all year round, and then each holiday it is, say like it's Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Mother's Day. They decorate a tree after the holiday. So that's what some people like to do.
What does the tree have to do with anything? Mm-hmm. It's a tree. Why would you want a tree?
I would just put the tree up for Christmas because I feel like trees like take up space.
Yeah, it
So
takes
I
up
can't
space.
just have
It's
it
just-
all up year round.
It's just there.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care about Christmas trees. She is all about that. Ever since we've been together, you've just always been about, you know, decorating and
Yeah.
trees and the lights. And when I was a kid, now I used to love lights. Now it's like, I mean, I don't mind looking at it, but it's just not.
Yeah, when you're a kid, you love to see the lights.
Yeah, our kids like lights, and when you're a parent, you got to do that type of stuff.
Yep.
You have to. You can't just bypass it. We live by experiences, you know, wanting to give the kids the best experience that we possibly can give them in life with, you know, everything, of course, within our power. You know, we can't do everything.
Yeah.
No, we do what we can, and things that especially that are inexpensive, like going to see lights and you know, we taken to the farm for the fall. We didn't do it this year.
Yeah, we didn't do it. We skipped out on this year.
Yeah, you know, just trying to save some money. 'Cause, you know, the holidays are coming. I would much rather put that money towards like gifts
Yeah.
and stuff. You know, nothing wrong with like paying for experiences too. That's cool too. But you know, you want things that'll last as well. Mm-hmm. So, who's ready for Christmas? Are you ready or what?
Everybody's gonna be ready. I know I am. I can just play my Christmas music.
Yeah. So driving in the car with her is like automatic. Silver bells, you know, all month. I haven't heard of this one yet.
It's there. It just haven't put on the radio station yet.
Yeah, but you're canceling that, right?
No.
Yes,
I'm
you
getting
are.
my playlist ready.
You said you were gonna cancel.
Oh yeah, no, but
XM
yeah, I
radio.
did say I was gonna cancel that. I need to cancel that today.
I am so tired of paying to listen to music. Mm-hmm. Like
Oh, I gotta keep my Pandora though.
growing up, we turn the radio on and listen. You had to listen to like commercials and stuff too, though. But
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I listened to the radio, local radio
gosh,
station. It's been a
years.
long time. That's
It's been
why.
years.
But since they came out with like music streaming and stuff,
Yeah.
that's all you can listen to.
Yeah, so
I
I
mean-
pay for Spotify. I canceled it
Mm.
the other day because you know, I mentioned this on the last podcast that I quit live streaming, and a really big reason that I was paying for Spotify is, you know, for that right there, because how like unaesthetic and unattractive is it to, like, you know, have a podcast going or a live stream going and then you get hit with a commercial.
Yeah.
Like, it just throws off the whole just feeling and the vibe. I was like, man, let me just go ahead and pay whatever, however, $12 or whatever, $12.99, you know, for the service and whatever.
Yeah.
But it probably won't be too long before I get it back because they take away like a lot of different features. But and just until Christmas is over with, I'm gonna cancel it because it's not a necessity. And we often talk about this. I'm pretty sure there's some of you out there who might be parents, or maybe you're just a person that is trying to budget and to do better with, your spending and how much you spend, what you're taking in, what's going out, and see where you can kind of cut things off. And everything is about subscriptions these days. Netflix, Hulu, what else?
YouTube, you can buy YouTube TV,
Premium too.
Premium Plus, Paramount Plus,
Yeah. Disney.
Disney Plus, yeah. I need to get Disney Plus back.
See, that means we got to sacrifice one thing.
Yeah.
Something's got to go because we got Hulu, we got Netflix.
I think I'd rather keep Netflix and get rid of
Did you
Hulu.
get something else?
Oh yeah, I got to cancel that too because they watched the movie. It was
What's that?
I forgot what it was.
It was some service that we were paying for.
It was like $4.99.
Like we look. And don't, I know you listening, y'all watching this right now or listening to it, you all can relate. I know you can. Because you don't sit up there and watch stuff half the time on all of these different apps because you're probably at work a lot. You're probably tired. We don't really watch a ton of TV. We don't really watch TV at all. It's always like either YouTube or
Pluto TV,
which is free. And I get on to you about that all the time. Like, why do you want to watch a free service where we're paying for 4 or 5 or at least 3 or 4 of them, and you never want to watch?
Because I don't never.
Netflix.
I don't know. I guess we just used to watching the same thing on the same service.
I guess so. I guess. But again, holidays coming. We got some pretty cool plans for the kids. They're not watching this. They're probably not going to watch this, but they're going to get 5 gifts a piece. Everyone's getting 5 gifts a piece, right?
I guess that's a good idea.
Everybody gets 5 gifts a piece.
We'll see.
I know I get one in a few weeks, or whenever next week or
Next weekend.
Yeah, so it's my birthday. I will be turning 38. Yeah. Sometimes you forget, like when you start getting to those odd numbers, like the 7s and the 4s and the 7s, the 5s and the 7s. Like
Probably that's all
numbers.
5, 7, 9.
Like, hey, how old am I again? Like 30, not 40 yet. We ain't there yet, so still in my 30s. And even when I get to 40, it's going to be glorious. I'm not worried about it. A lot of people dread it, like, oh, it's 40, like my life's over. Like, it's all up here. You're almost there.
Yep.
How do you feel old, or you feel mature, you feel good?
I don't know. I think I just feel the same, feel mature. Feel old a little bit, but not old, but still.
I got you. So, we hope y'all enjoyed the last episode. And, we were thinking about what we wanted to talk about, because we do often think about this. But we didn't do what we said we was going to do. We was going to actually go to social media and ask people.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's coming.
What they wanted us to talk about. And I felt like we needed to at least, provide some of our own ideas first before we do that, because we just started doing this again.
Yeah, I feel like we need to build an audience.
Yeah, and that's where we are right now.
Yeah.
So building an audience is not easy, especially on YouTube. We try to share it on different platforms, but it would definitely help us out tremendously. If you would, like the videos, comment on them. We want to hear back, and we want to hear your input. We want to hear your voice. We want to interact with you all. So, and it helps push the videos on the algorithm, so that other people can come across it, because it's not often we see a lot of podcasts with younger individuals, especially young Black married couples, and that does make a difference, folks. It's a big difference, and we're gonna touch on that in future episodes. Yeah. But in this particular episode, we're gonna be talking about balancing, and I'm not talking about like on a like a
Balance
beam.
beam.
No, we ain't gymnastics over here. We were talking about balancing some pretty tough things. Like, what do you,
Balancing life,
yeah,
being a parent, a spouse, business owners.
business and personal life.
Yeah.
Personal time, I say personal time is, we want to kind of touch on that because we know that, like I said before, people are very busy. The way the economy is, the cost of living, everybody's like kind of on edge and stressed out. It's hard for at least one person to like take care of themselves. Like it's almost like you got to have a partner
Yeah.
or a roommate. It's like very hard. And then when you couple in children, that's even more challenging right there, of course.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. And then making time for yourself and making time for, if you're married, your spouse. So we kind of want to talk about that. So I guess what we can do is we can hit the most important part of those different areas of life is marriage. We have been married for 11 years, and that's a long time.
Yep.
But we've been together for how many?
19. Going on 20 next year.
Yeah. So almost 20 years. And
Yep.
it's like every time we tell people, they're like,
They be like, oh, wow.
wow, like, you guys have been together that long? Like, yeah, really long time. And, that's a long time of looking at the same person and waking up next to the same person, dealing with the same person, the pettiness, the aggravation,
Yep.
what else?
Almost the same thing I you say. Aggravation, pettiness, all that. But at the end of the day, we forget about what happened. So
Yeah.
we don't carry on like anger all the time. We can get mad at each other for a few minutes to an hour, and that'd be it. Then we forget about it. So
yeah, it's never like anything that we drag on.
yeah,
It's not. Most of the things that we get into it about, not. I don't think it's serious. I think it's a lot of the. I feel like a lot of the things that we probably bump heads about are things that can be fixed.
it's like small
with
things.
With a small conversation or just compromising. But I think that the reason that they happen is because we're so tired all the time, and when you're tired, it's no excuse to mistreat your spouse. But
Yeah.
when you're tired, you're a little bit more easily disturbed or easily aggravated or just easily, the smallest thing will make you feel on edge, and then you get a little edgy, and then it's like, why are you looking at me like that?
Yeah.
Why'd you bump into me? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Then you're just kind of searching for things to argue about
That's
just
it.
because, but they don't last. And I just I tell people this all the time. You get married, it's not going to be perfect, and you're going to have time periods where you love the person that you're with. You always love them, but you're also going to have those times that you can't stand them. I'm sure you probably feel that way, about me. Even though you didn't say it,
Yeah.
the feeling is mutual.
Well, same for you.
You do get on my nerves.
Yeah, we get on each other's nerves.
Yeah, she gets on my nerves. I get on her nerves. But, we love each other at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I think that's healthy. I think that keeps things going. It can't just be. I think it'd be pretty boring if everything was just like super perfect and good all the time. Like run over it's like driving. The street is like it's concrete, it's pavement, but there's like some bumps and some humps and stuff like that. But it doesn't stop you
Yeah.
from getting to where you need to go. And I feel like that's how marriage is too. Like there's humps in the road, there's bumps in the road, but it doesn't stop you from getting to where you want to go. You just take the punches and put your seatbelt on and hold tight, kiss, whatever you got to do to keep going. With marriage, because we feel like, according to the Bible, next to loving God, your spouse is supposed to be the most important person in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I feel like we didn't learn that until like later. Like you don't always know that. Like when you get married, you just think, oh, I just want to get married, because we love each other,
And that's it.
and that's that. But it's deeper than that. Like it's a lot deeper than that because marriage it's an illustration of Jesus in the church. A man loving his wife is like Jesus loving the church. Jesus died for the church because he loves the church that much. Jesus protects the church. Same way for a man, husband should be willing to lay down his life for his wife. And that's not just me talking. That's actually in the Bible. That's there in the scriptures. And I don't think a lot of people know that, nor do they practice it. And it's not something that you learn overnight. And likewise for the wife. We were talking about this in the car the other day about how Eve was not put here to take over, but she was put here to assist Adam with his responsibilities. She's not supposed to be not supposed to be equal. Like he's the husband, the wife, the children. He's supposed to be protecting her. He's supposed to be the provider. She's supposed to be making sure his head's on straight.
Yeah.
Making sure he can relax. Making sure he's cool. Making sure that everything is okay in his safe space so that he can focus and stay strong and go out into the world and do what he has to do. You know what I'm saying? So, like, before, I even say anything as far as, like, my role in our marriage, I'm going to ask you first, like, what do you think, your personal role is in our marriage? We can't speak for everybody, but we can speak, for us. So what do you
I mean, at the
how you feel?
beginning, I thought, my role was like to help out. And then, like the basic things they did back then was cooking, cleaning, helping the kids out, But then also, you work too, and then you help out your spouse, with everything that need to be done around here. So that's how I thought the role was. But then, you learn, it's like, okay, well, the husband is the head, and then the wife supposed to, make sure her husband is okay. And then the kids, and same thing with the kids, make sure the kids is okay, house clean, cooking, things like that. So that's what I just know about. So,
Yeah. The wife should never be taking on
basically, the wife shouldn't be
to
doing everything. I mean, so, yeah, sometimes you got nowadays, I guess the wife does everything. And you might have a dad that just don't do nothing, stay home. So I don't know how that situation works. But, most times that could work like that too. So
it shouldn't be
yeah.
like that.
I mean, some stay at home dads and then the wife works.
I don't know how I feel about that.
So yeah.
Okay. So there are some stay at home dads and then the wife goes out and work. We don't know everybody's situation.
Yeah.
He could be disabled.
That's what I was about to say. Like he could be disabled. He probably used to be in the military and got
Could
hurt.
be anything.
So
and if that's the case, then okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. But if ain't nothing wrong with you and you just want to sit home and play video games while your wife is out there working, that is completely out of order.
Yeah.
When it comes to scripture and how God designed for marriage to be. Yeah, I think that's just not right. I don't think the woman should be taking on more responsibility than her husband. I think he definitely should be the first in line to take the majority of the blow of the things that come towards the household and whatnot. And she's there. Let me put it like this: I feel like the husband should be shielding the wife, and she's there like to brace him. Like man's in front, holding the shield to protect. Wife is behind him, hands on his back to push into him and to embrace him,
Yeah.
and they give him the affection, and they give him the love, and they give him the what he needs to continue to have the strength to move forward. Friend of mine, they're not married, but I remember one time he told me, he's like, everyone always says to me, you did a great job, at work and things of that nature. But then he said his girlfriend told him how much she appreciated everything that he does for her and their kid. And he said when I heard that from her, that sparked something in me. Like it made me want to go that much harder. And it's true. Like that's what we want to hear.
Yeah.
That's what a man wants to hear. Like a man, like a husband wants to hear his wife like vocally like say things like that. That I feel like that's the role. Since women are like more emotional than guys and a little bit more self-expressive than guys, you can tell the man like, "Hey, thank you so much for all you do for me and the family, and we appreciate you. We love you so much." That to me, that's more than enough.
Yeah.
That's more than enough to like push through hard, long work days, and when you're tired, you have that in the back of your head, like my family is dependent on me, and for me, that is what makes me get up in the morning because I know that y'all are dependent on me. If I don't get up, then I don't get no money. So I gotta make things happen. But as far as like balancing marriage, I feel like we do a pretty decent job.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of time together. I mean, do you think some people don't spend time together at all?
Yeah,
But do
we
you
spent
think we
a lot
spend
of
enough
time.
time together?
Yeah.
We probably spend more time together than a lot of spouses. I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people just don't spend that much time together, due to work or due to placing the kids above work, excuse me, above their marriage, which is the mistake
Yeah.
that a lot of people do, put their kids above their marriage. I remember Pastor Dan said that in the romance series that we had. He said, as much as I love my children, I will never put my children above my marriage. And he got some pushback for that. He said, like, well, how dare could you say that? I'm like, well, think about it. It makes sense because if it wasn't for the parents, there would be no kids.
Yeah.
Like the parents are like the original. Like they're the ones that gave them life. They need to be in good shape.
Because if you always put your kids before your marriage is going to go downhill.
It will.
Because it's not going to be healthy like it was.
Yeah.
So that's how I see it.
Yeah.
I mean, your kids will always be there, but, just think about, your spouse might feel some kind of way if y'all don't spend no time together. So.
There have been couples who did that. They raised their kids and their kids become adults and then they move out. And because they chose to put their kids before their marriage, husband and wife is at home. And it's like they don't even know each other.
Yeah, they don't know what to do.
They don't know what to do. They don't know each other. They just gave so much time to the children, like the football practices, the baseball practices, the ballet, the recitals,
Yeah.
the traveling and things like that they didn't really invest much into the marriage. So it's like, why do we even like each other? Do we care to be around each? It happens.
Yeah.
But that's a big mistake that some people make. Putting the children before the marriage, and you shouldn't do that. We don't do that.
Yeah.
We don't. We love our kids, of course. And I guess you can kind of say like the marriage and parenting kind of tie in, because like we said, we put each other first. We make sure that we're good first, because if we're good, they're good. Like by default. And I just want to say that, like, if you're parents out there, you have children, and you prioritize your happiness, you prioritize your love for each other, that's going to trickle down to the kids. It'll show, especially like in public, like the report that that we got from school from one of our kids. Remember what he said? You wanna tell them at least some of what he said when they interviewed him?
If I remember all of it.
Well, just the important part.
But our middle child, he got interviewed at school, and then I don't know what kind of questions he asked, but he asked how was home, and he said home was calm, and he loved his parents. So when you hear that, that means that you're doing a good job at home. When your kids see that, that's what we trying to do, and it make us feel good. Okay, well, we doing the right thing. That the kids see that. So yeah.
Yeah, like because you question yourself sometimes. Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing enough? I find myself like, am I doing enough? Am I doing enough? Am I spending enough time with him? And I'm trying to learn, like as a dad and as a parent, that I don't have to spend every waking moment with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
They're starting to get to an age now where they want to be a little bit more independent anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really hold them down for more than 5 minutes before they want to go do something else, and that's just a part of the process.
Yeah, it's like your kids get older, they want to do their own thing now. But when they was little kids, they always want to be around, do things that you enjoy. But now it's like, okay, I'm getting older, I want to do my own stuff. So
yeah. Fair enough. I mean, it's cool, but him saying that home was calm was like the confirmation. Like, okay, well then that means that our marriage is healthy.
Yeah.
Because if he feels like that, because me and you, we're like, we don't argue a lot, and we're pretty mellow.
Mm-hmm.
I think we laugh almost every day.
Yeah.
We joke a little bit here and there, and more so me than her, but it happens.
Yeah.
So, but and this kind of reminds me of a separate podcast that I'll be doing on another platform, talking about godly households produce godly children.
Yeah.
Or godly people, that is. So I'm going to be doing that maybe tonight or sometime next week, because I got some downtime.
This coming week.
Yeah, to do some extra stuff. So, marriage, parenting, personal time, I think that we both need to work on.
We definitely.
We're
I
not.
feel like we both don't get personal time, because we always run each other or the kids and work. So I feel like we need to have at least 1 or 2 personal time a week. Because you need that. Because you be so busy all week, you need your own personal time. So it don't matter if it's out, you out and about. You can have yourself solo coffee date, as they say, or a solo dinner date or something. You just need your own personal time.
If you notice, she was the first one to say something.
What?
Because she feels really strongly about having personal
time. Yeah.
She don't get I'm not gonna lie, she doesn't get a break. Whenever I can take the kids with me, I will take them to work with me. I mean, I'm lucky but blessed enough to be able to take them in the environment, just so you can get some time alone for yourself. And even for me, like I don't get a lot. I mean, there are points in time throughout the day where I got maybe an hour or so, and perhaps I should prioritize, what I do during that time period, and it can't involve the phone all the time. I'm trying to get away from my phone, because that's just such a time waster and consumer, and then before you know it, it's time to go back to work. It's time for the kids
to
get out.
It's always a time waster.
Yes, or it's time for the kids to get out of school. It's always like something that we gotta like pause and stop doing. Pause and stop doing. But that's the family life.
Yeah.
It's not about just one person. It's about it's about mom and dad and however many kids that come along with that. And, we became parents at a young age.
Yeah.
And, we were like, what, 20 and 21 or something like that.
Yeah, 22.
We were pretty young, so we didn't know a lot. We didn't know really nothing. It was all new to us. Only thing we knew was what we saw or experienced.
Yeah, that's it.
Or I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say taught, but because I don't feel like for me, I don't know about you, but I don't feel like I was taught attributes to becoming a parent.
Hmm.
Like this is what parents do. This is what you need to do in case you have kids. Like nah, I ain't get none of that.
Yeah.
That was stuff that you have with trial and error. You have to learn as you go. And I often say like I wish that when we had our oldest, we like I said we were young, and I felt like looking back on it, there's some things I wish I would have did differently, but didn't do. And
And we all feel like that.
yeah,
Like we wish we would have did things different. Like when you have multiple kids, you wish you would have did things with your other kids than your first.
yeah, life was different when we had the last two.
Yeah.
We were older. I was in the faith. You came to faith a couple years ago,
Hmm.
and it's a lot different. So, but I do feel like at least for me, I don't know how you feel, but my relationship with my oldest son is it's getting, I believe it's getting to where it needs to be, because teenagers are teenagers and they don't like to talk. They don't like to really
It's like starting to open
do.
up.
Yeah, and he's
So
he's starting to open up a little bit more. And I've always left that invite there on the table of, hey, let's go do this, let's go do that. And it used to be hard getting him out, but now he's a lot more receiving. Like, okay, cool. Like he let me give him a kiss yesterday on his head, like right here.
yeah,
I don't know, I just gave him a kiss. Usually he would be like, ugh.
move away.
But I think that it's just he knows. Like that's just I'm a physical person. I like to touch. I like to hug. That's just me. And with my kids, I like to give kisses. I got all boys, but so what? Those are my boys.
Hmm.
They're mine. They come from me. So that's how I love on them.
Yeah.
But we're in a really good place mentally with kids, parents, parenthood and marriage. Could things be better? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like there are things I could do
Things could always be
to be,
better.
yeah. That there's things I could do to be a better husband. There's things you could do to be a better wife. I think it's about admitting it. Like, I think the worst thing a person can do is say, there's nothing wrong. Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, don't say that there's nothing wrong. Like, to you, it may not be nothing wrong. But if your spouse is telling you that there's an issue, then I think you owe it to them to look into what that issue is. Respect them enough to be able to say, oh, really? Let's have it. Don't get upset about it. Don't get angry about it. Don't get emotional about it. Talk.
Hmm.
Figure it out. Because life isn't perfect. Nobody's perfect. If there's a problem, then let's discuss this problem.
Hmm.
And that's how you keep the marriage healthy and keep it going
Yeah.
as well. But balancing, like I said, our personal time is something that we need to get better at. Um, that I feel like having that downtime alone, you need to be intentional. Like, hey, here's my calendar, and I'm not going to be available at this time. This time, don't bother me. I need this time,
Yeah.
and we need to do better with that. I guess that could be something we do for the new year.
Maybe
And
something.
if you notice, I put like work and business at the bottom because I feel like that's where it needs to be.
Hmm.
And that definitely don't need to be coming before marriage and your kids and your personal time. That's just there. But how's work for you? Like, how do you feel?
I mean, like I said, like I think everybody has to work to take care of things that's going, around you. But I don't feel like work should get in the way. But that's how I think. I mean, y'all know how much busy you've been at work, and I'll say, well, look, you ain't gonna have, you're not gonna be able to spend time with your family. That's how I feel about it. Work, and then for me, like I try to make work stable and, you know, to where I won't have to be doing so much in one day. I try to space it out during the week. You know, because if I do it one day, I'll be so busy I ain't gonna want to do anything else throughout that whole day. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
There's been many families that have fallen apart because, either mom or dad or both are working too much and they got kids and nobody's home to like raise the kids
Mm-hmm.
except for the phones and social media
Yeah.
and the streets, peer pressure, and all of these different things happen because mom and dad are just so focused on like making. I gotta work. I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm like, yeah, it's probably one of those things you want to like see God out on because there's no way He put you in a position to where you neglect your wife or your husband or your kids just so
Mm-hmm.
you can go to work. That's not God. I don't care what nobody say. Like you doing too much.
Yeah.
If that's the case, like you doing way too much. So you need to like check that and you know see where He leads you to go. Cause I don't put work above family at all.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm I be really tired. I still try to like muster up the energy to like come home and like sometimes we'll go off somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It depends. Depends on. Then sometimes I'll come home and we'll just talk and relax and just
Yeah.
because a lot of times the kids are you working with them with homework and stuff like that. I tried to make it a priority to come home at a certain time and not late, like super late. Um, I always tell people if I didn't have a family, I would I would work really late and just make money.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. But since I got, you and the boys, like I got a job to do at home too. And I think I wish people would look at it like that, like you have a job to do. Like
Mm-hmm.
your job is not just what you bring home money with, but your job is also to be there for the people that you live with,
Yeah.
to build them up and to motivate them and inspire them and love on them. So because they're gonna repeat what you do when you're older. Like if all you do is work, your kids have kids, they're gonna do the same thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you end up producing broken people when you live life like that. So we balancing. I say all of that to say that balancing out these things in our life, it definitely needs to be. There's effort there, but I can't speak for no one else but us. We prioritize that and we recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
Like our marriage is number one. Above everything.
Yeah.
It's above kids. It's above work. Our personal time, of course, like I said, that's something that's important as well because I think, like you said, like we all need time to ourselves
Mm-hmm.
to be able to just just be ready.
Yep. That's it.
Now you don't want too much time by yourself. I mean, there's some lonely people out there that don't have a partner or a spouse, and they're not happy. They're like very down
Mm-hmm.
because there needs to be like a balance of that as well. That specific time you spend alone, specific time you spend with your partner. And figure out what that looks like for the two of you, and then discuss it and apply it.
Yeah.
So that is gonna do it for this podcast.
Yeah.
I think this is a great topic. I think we did hit the nail on the head. Elaborated the points we wanted to drive home. Anything you want to say before we close out?
Just we like we said last week, we're going to continue to do these episodes every week. So yeah. So I mean, are you excited that we come back?
I mean, I'm just tired right now.
Well, I am too. I just like I said, I woke up from nap an hour ago.
I'm
So
excited, because again, like
just give us something to do and to give us something to talk about. So we just gotta be consistent on this, like every week.
I think I mentioned it. I don't know. Maybe I did talk about it last week, or maybe I didn't. But I felt like we're at an age to where, and we ain't old by any means, but we're at an age to where we can grab the attention of younger couples.
Yeah.
And I'm talking like people in their 20s, and we can gain the respect of older couples.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's some couples out there that's older than us
Yeah.
that's in trouble right now. You know, that don't have it all together, and we ain't got it all together, but we just leaning on God, and that's it.
That's it.
And whatever you put your trust in Him, everything else falls in place. And I don't have it all figured out. I don't know everything, but I just know that, you know, when we put our marriage in God's hands, that, you know, He'll take care of what needs to be taken care of. So, and, you know, I just want to contribute, do our part in the world.
Yeah.
Because people watch stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
People looking for hope. People looking for answers.
Like, we don't know who be, watching or looking up something that, brighten their day up when they watch our videos. So
yeah, I mean, how many of you have like laid in bed like at night scrolling, typing in how to love my spouse better, or how to prioritize marriage better, or what can I do to be a better wife? What can I do to be a better husband? How often should I do things with my kids? Kids, stuff like that. Like, we're just taking the experiences that we've been through and the lessons that we're learning currently.
Yeah.
And sharing it with everybody out there. That's why we do. That's why we're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like you said, it gives us something to do together.
Yeah.
Because I do things separately. She does things separately. It's not a lot of things that we get to do together. We work out together.
Yeah.
But, outside of that, we don't do much else like together like this. And this is something for us, too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's helping everybody. All of us. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for watching today's podcast. If you're new, make sure that you like this video, comment, subscribe, share with somebody that you feel like needs to see it.
Yeah.
And we will see you next week.
Yep.
For episode
6.
Is it 5?